Hey, good afternoon. My name's Emma. I'm going to be your nurse for today. All right, so we're going to do your neuro assessment. It's going to take about 10 to 15 minutes. And I'm going to ask you some questions. They may sound silly, but just try to answer them.
Okay.
Okay? Can I get your name?
Rebecca.
Okay. Your date of birth?
11/27/85.
All right, and where are you at right now?
I am at Central Carolina.
Okay, how are you feeling right now?
Feel good.
And can you lift your arms above your head? Awesome. So patient, that was just the Glasgow Coma scale. Patient's going to score a 15. She's alert and oriented. She knows where she's at. She's able to converse with me. And she had spontaneous eye movement as I entered the room. Okay? So now we are going to start with the cranial nerves. First cranial nerve is going to be your olfactory nerve. It is a sensory nerve, and it gives you your sense of smell. So I'm going to get you to close one nostril. Right. What is this?
Coffee.
Good. What is this one?
Peppermint.
Good. All right. So your second cranial nerve we're going to do is going to be your optic nerve. Your optic nerve is a sensory nerve, and it's going to test for your sense of sight. So I'm going to take Miss Rebecca over to the Snellen chart, and we're going to test for sight. All right, so Miss Rebecca is standing 20 feet away from the eye chart, and now we're going to test for her sight. All right, and this is central vision. All right, Miss Rebecca, can you close one eye and read the lowest line?
FELOPZD.
Good job. And that was 20, 25 in that left eye. Can you close the other eye?
Okay. DEFPOTZC.
Okay, great. That was 20, 20 in that right eye. Now can you uncover both eyes and read it for me, please?
DEFPOTZC.
Great. So that was 20, 20 in both eyes. Now, Miss Rebecca, can you come back over to your chair for me? Okay. Now we are going to do our nearsighted visual exam. I'm going to hand reading material to Miss Rebecca, and I want you to read the last two names.
Okay.
Right here.
All
She's
right.
14 inches away from her face.
Valorand and Sonovsky.
Okay, great. So that's 20/20 vision. So now we're going to do your peripheral vision test. I'm going to get you to stand up with me. Cover one eye. All right. Now I'm going to hold up fingers, and I want you to tell me how many fingers I'm holding.
Okay.
All right.
3.
Good job. 2. Good job.
1.
Now covering that same eye, I'm just going to switch eyes. I'm going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Okay.
2.
Job.
1.
Job.
1.
Good job. Great. All right. Sit down for me.
Okay.
All right. Fix this. Okay. Now we are going to test for cranial nerves 3, which is ocular motor. Cranial nerves 4 is trochlear, and cranial nerve 6 is abducens. These are motor nerves, helps with your eye movement. And so first, I'm going to get you to stare at this wall. Okay. And I'm going to use my pen light, and I'm going to look for pupil constriction. Good. All right, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to look at the other eye this time. Okay, her pupil is constricted at the sign of light, and they were both, and the other eye was congruent also. So now I'm going to get you to keep your head straight and follow my pen light. Great, so our eyes moved smoothly, and there was no nystagmus noted. All right, and so now I'm going to get you to look at this wall, and then when I say so, follow my pen light towards your nose.
Okay.
Okay, so look at the wall.
Okay.
All right, now you can follow my pen light. Good job. So there was convergence, and she followed my pen light all the way to her nose. Now cranial nerve 5 is going to be, and before that, pupils are equal, round, reactive to light, and are accommodating with the convergence. Now cranial nerve 5 is trigeminal nerve. Trigeminal nerve is both sensory and motor nerve. So we're going to start with the sensory portion, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Can you put on your mask for me? I'm going to touch portions of your face. Tell me where I'm touching.
Okay. Forehead, cheek, Chin.
Great. All right, now you can open your eyes.
Okay.
Now we are going to the dull and sharp test.
Okay.
Now can you hold out your hands. This is going to be sharp. It's a paper clip, and this is going to be dull. It's a cotton ball. Okay. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes. I'm going to lightly touch your face, and you just let me know if it's sharp or dull.
Sharp.
Okay.
Dull.
Great.
Sharp.
Great.
Dull.
Great. All right, that's perfect. All right, now I want you to push against my hand.
Okay.
Good. Good. And I'm going to add some resistance to push against my hand. Good job. All right. So our next cranial nerve is cranial nerve 7. It's a facial nerve. It is both sensory and motor nerve. The sensory portion of the facial nerve is going to be the taste test for the anterior 2/3 portion of the tongue. However, we are not doing this assessment today. The motor test for the face, I'm going to ask you to smile, frown, puff out your cheeks. Okay, and now close your eyes. Try to open your eyelids. Great. Okay. Now, cranial nerve number 8 is going to be the acoustic nerve. It is a sensory nerve, and it's going to sense for her hearing. So I'm going to do the whisper test. Just let me know what 3 words I'm whispering.
Pear, apple, banana. Giraffe, yellow, wren.
Good job. All right, so now we're on cranial nerve 9 and 10. Cranial nerve 9 is glossopharyngeal nerve, and cranial nerve 10 is going to be the vagus nerve. They're both sensory and motor nerves. The sensory portion of the glossopharyngeal nerve is going to be the posterior taste test on 1/3 of the tongue, and the sensory portion of the vagus nerve allows for you to have sensation in your tongue, sensation from your mouth to your ear. It allows you to have that sensation of feeling full, feeling hungry, and then it also tells you if you have any GI upset. But for the vagus nerve, for the motor, we're going to test if her uvula is midline. So can you put down your mask? Say ah. Okay, uvula is midline, and it rises and falls appropriately. And so now I'm going to get you to cough forcefully because we're going to test gag reflex. Okay, gag reflex is intact because she's able to cough forcefully. All right, and then now Miss Rebecca's been swallowing throughout this assessment, and I've been noticing that. Are you having any difficulty swallowing?
No.
No. Okay. And so now we are going to assess cranial nerve 11, which is your spinal accessory nerve. This is a motor nerve, and it gives you your strength in your neck and your shoulders. So Miss Rebecca, can you push up for me? Can you push to the side? Push to the other side? Great. So she has great strength in her neck and in her shoulders. Now our last cranial nerve is cranial nerve 12. Cranial nerve 12 is a hypoglossal nerve. It's going to give you strength and symmetry to your tongue. So I'm going to ask you to stick out your tongue. Ah. Great. So tongue is symmetric. It's midline, and there was no deviations from midline. All right. Now I'm going to get you to stick your tongue in your cheek. Good job. Other one. Good job. All right. Tongue strength is good. And so now we're getting to the motor and sensory portion of our neuro exam. So I'm going to test upper body strength. So Ms. Rebecca, I'm going to have you do this with your arms. All right. Pull against me. Good job. All right. Push against me. Good job. Okay. And now I'm going to get you to do your arms like this. Pull up. Great. Okay. Now we're going to test lower extremities. Now I'm going to put my hand on her shin and have you push up. Okay. I'm going to go behind her leg and have her push back. Great. Now, do your point your toe forward like you're pushing on a gas pedal.
Okay.
Do it. So straighten your foot. Do it again. Good job. Now, point your toes towards your nose. Now, let's do the same thing on this side. Push up. Push back. Point like you're doing a gas pedal. Point your foot up. Great. So, lower extremity and upper extremities are 5 out of 5. They're great. So now we're going to do the sensory portion of our exam, and so I'm going to ask Ms. Rebecca to close her eyes and tell me where I'm touching her.
Shoulder.
Good job.
Arm.
Okay.
Leg.
Okay. And now we're going to do the sharp and dull throughout her whole body. So I'm going to get you to close your eyes and tell me if I'm touching you with some sharp or dull.
Okay. Dull. Dull. Sharp. Sorry. Close. Sharp. Dull.
Good
I
job.
can feel it on my skin. Just
Yeah,
I'm just
sorry.
kidding.
It's hard
It's
when you're
okay.
doing it on your clothes. Okay, so that concludes our neuro assessment. Miss Rebecca is neurologically intact. Extremity strengths are 5 out of 5 in both upper and lower parts of her body, and sensations are good throughout her body. Thank you.
She told us